Well, good morning, Mary. Thank you for coming on Sports Talk with C. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good, a little bit tired, but I'm hanging in there. So tell us who you are and where you're from.
Yeah. I'm Mary Baskerville. I'm from Enfield, Connecticut, and I'm currently in my grad year at Quinnipiac University.
So you said you were from Enfield. Can you just let us know how the basketball culture was there when you was growing up?
So basketball like really wasn't that big in my town. There was probably like about five of us that were like kind of college prospects. And in our town, we had two separate high schools, and there was like two girls that were really good that were gonna go that lived on the other side of town, and then there was me on the other side, and we were kind of just trying to figure out how we were gonna, go to the same high school so we could have like a really good team. And then eventually like our schools combined and it all worked out to in the end. But it was actually really funny because we just had like about four or five of us trying to like get to one school so that we knew that we could have like one good basketball high school team.
Okay. And when you hear the word basketball, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Just teammanship, like just having like just surrounded by like just different girls. Just like I just like love that part of basketball, just like how it brings you together with some people that you just never would have been friends with if you didn't play the sport.
That's true. And when you were growing up, did you have a favorite player? Like you said, the basketball culture wasn't so big. So what was the first reason you picked up a basketball?
Definitely, my dad was into basketball, and then me and my sister would play together. So it was kind of just like I kind of played just because I knew I could play with her. 'Cause I didn't really start to love it, but I just knew that my sister was playing, so like it was enjoyable to play with her.
And when did you start to love basketball?
Definitely, just coming out of high school, like coming out of high school for sure. Just like seeing like the attention that I was getting, I was kind of just like, okay, like I am good, but it just like it clearly can just I can keep going on with this basketball career.
Yeah, you averaged 17.6 points, 8.8 rebounds in high school. Your senior year, you averaged a double double. So, what
Yeah.
made you pick PC?
I know everybody always asks me that question, but it's just like when I took all my visits, it was kind of just like you felt like okay, yeah, like they want you here for basketball. They want you like here for what you can do on the court. And then when I came to Providence, it was like the visit was it just felt like more homey. Even my mom felt really comfortable, just like with Coach T, Coach Jess, when Coach P was still there. They kind of like they gave that like family vibe. So my mom just knew that she wanted me to be taken care of, not just for the basketball side of it, but also just like off the court. And then she loves coming to my games, so I knew I wanted to go far, but not too far where she could still come to my game. So hour and a half from where I'm from just was seemed very perfect.
Going in as a freshman, you made two-time All-Star in 2016-18, four-time All-Conference. You scored 1,870 points coming out of high school. What was it like your rookie year going into a new place, new faces? What would some advice you would be when, you're the it person and then you go to a school and it's just things to get used to?
Yeah, it was definitely just a big, it's like you just said, like you're a senior at the top and then you come right back down in college and you're like a freshman again. And I think I was very lucky to be with some like really good seniors that were just like they were very good role models. They just knew the culture that was at Providence and they kind of just like shaped the way, like just kind of how things were run here. And just they just like were really trying to like put everybody on their backs and kind of like show us the ropes. And that just definitely made the transition much easier.
That's good. And then you had 2019 Big East Rookie of the Year. Explain to everyone how that made you feel.
That felt really good. Just to like I just said, like you come like from being at the top of the girl at your team, then you come into college and they say like, you got to earn your stripes, you have to earn your way up. And then for me to kind of just come in and just kind of get that recognition right away, that was a really big deal because I was like, okay, like maybe I'm not just tall, like there is like other aspects to my game that
Right.
you know, make me a good athlete.
And if you could describe your game in one word at that time, what would it be?
Uh, just aggressive. Yeah, just to be
Mm.
aggressive. I like to bang bodies. I like that. I like the aggressiveness, like the just like the grit that it is like in the post, like especially in the Big East. It was like just a battle.
Yeah. And what was out of the 4 years that you did, what would you say was the hardest year, excuse me, and what was the most enjoyable moment?
I definitely say like the year of COVID, junior year was definitely the hardest because just like kind of trying to like stay in it, like just not knowing where things were going to go. I feel like everybody can kind of relate to that. Just like we just didn't really know what was going to go on. Even when we got back, it was kind of like still up in the air. Like, are we going to play this night? We don't really know what's going to go on. So I feel like that was just like kind of tough. Just kind of like being able to stick with like the basketball mindset and just like knowing like, all right, we are here for something, but even though there's outside noise going on, that we can still focus on why we're here.
And
My
what
most
would you?
enjoyable, I think,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I can't remember what year. It was either sophomore year we had Midnight Madness and it was at the Dunk. I feel like that was definitely one of the best moments. Being able to get on stage with A Boogie, meeting him backstage, and John Legend, like stuff like that makes it worth it, even though that's off the court.
Right.
It's like,
Well, hey, you met A Boogie, so that's all that matters
yeah,
at that moment.
for sure.
And you're in grad school now, Quinnipiac. What made you choose Quinnipiac? Is it because it's closer to home? And what are you studying?
I'm studying public relations. Definitely it was because it was closer to home, 45 minutes. It was kind of a battle. Like I didn't know if I really wanted to take my extra year. I kept talking with my mom about it, and she was just like, you don't want to regret not taking it. We might as well just see what happens. And I'm just still here trying to figure out, like, trying to balance like grad school and basketball, and just finding that like I definitely have found the love more for it being here now. And I think just being closer to home definitely helps with that.
That's what's up. And what would you say, like, out of players, WNBA, NBA, players that you admire, mimic, are your biggest role models when it comes to basketball?
Definitely Asia Wilson. She's like just someone I just like look
Ooh.
up to. Like I love everything about her. Everything about her.
And after grad school, you said you're in public relations. Do you want to take that degree and go into the sports world, or do you want to venture off and do something else?
Still trying to figure that out. I have no clue what I want to do. I'm like, wow, it's getting closer to the time where I need to kind of
Hmm.
hunk down and figure it out for real. So definitely I just got to keep thinking about it, see what I want to do, still see if I want to use my psychology degree or this public relations degree. So kind of just see which direction I'm going to go in.
So do you want to play basketball?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like if it happens, it happens. Definitely getting, I think like I might be leaning towards that.
Yeah, because you said you found the love again, so that's what I like to hear. So I'm saying, so
Yeah.
catch you overseas, where will
Yeah.
Mary be?
Right.
So,
Right.
right. So right now, how would you describe your game in one word? Are you still aggressive, or did you add something different to your game? What makes you a different player since you found the love for basketball again, playing in I would say your extra year than you were back at PC?
Yeah, definitely aggressive. And I'm more like facilitator because now
Oh,
being here, coming off the bench, like sixth man, I like getting everybody else to what they're good at. Like, I feel like I've already had many years of like just knowing like my game coming to like my accomplishments. Now I feel like I want to build other people's confidence and be like a better teammate and kind of just get other people to in like their good spots, get them to their good shots. Like, just make other people look good at this point, I feel like.
oh, that's what's up. Go you. So a lot of kids always have trouble, like, picking the school they want to go to, finding, schools tell you what you want to hear. It's not really the truth. But what is
Yeah.
some advice that you can give some kids when it's looking to go to picking the right school, going D1, D2, D3, even though it doesn't really matter. But if someone came to you, what would you say when picking a school?
Definitely figure out their style of play because I feel like a lot of people just like you have your game, but then at a school like the way that they like how their culture is and how they run stuff on the court might not match up to what your basketball game is. So I feel like definitely fitting and asking them how would you fit into their program just because you could just be another number on the roster, but if you want to be make an impact on the team, I think you need to figure out how you would fit into their system. And I think that comes a lot with talking to the players. Like if they give you the chance to like talk to the team without the coaches around and not even your parents around, I feel like you'll definitely get more of a real viewpoint on that, especially talking to the players.
Well, thank you, Mary, for your advice to the little ones. And hopefully, we get to see more basketball from you from the future. If
Yes.
not, how can someone watch you play basketball this year?
How can they watch me?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have about five more games, and we have the MAC tournament. All of our games are usually on ESPN3, and that's usually where I'll be at.
And then what you said, what's after the 5 games? You have what?
The MAC tournament. That'll be
The
March
Max tournament.
7th to the 11th. Yep, in Atlantic City.
Ooh,
Yeah.
different scenery. How you feeling about that?
Yeah. I'm so excited. They said that the hotel is nice, a lot of like stuff to go around there. I'm like, okay, I'm excited
Oh,
for
that's what's
sure.
up. Well, good luck, kill it, and make sure
Thank
you
you.
know be the aggressive facilitator. And we're gonna put aggressive facilitator that you are.
Okay.
And okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna put the two words together. And thank you again, Mary, for coming on
Yes.
Sports Talk with C.
Thank you for having me.